Hello and welcome to another game of the Asian Gaming League, and this is not just a game. No, we are here with the winners bracket finals. The winner will go on to the grand finals, while the loser will still have to face up against the winner of the losers bracket finals, which is being played right now, and we're kind of hoping that it will be done by the time that this match ends, so we can jump ourselves right into the losers bracket finals and then go on to the grand finals afterwards. This is best out of 1. Everything is best out of 1, apart from the grand finals, which is best out of 3. And there is not gonna be a winner's bracket advantage, just so you're aware. The only advantage that they have is that they play less games, which is definitely something to have that you can be happy about.
Orange's turn to
And we're gonna be seeing Orange on the dire side, MUFC on the Radiant side. We have followed both teams over the course of the day. I mean, we've been here for over 6 hours, I believe. As thank you, by the way, for if you stuck with me for those 6 hours. Kudos to you. Very many kudos to you, and that is impressive, to say the least. But these teams, therefore, also have been playing for 6 hours. So you know, it's not just a long day for you, or for me, or for anybody, but also for these players. They have to focus constantly, and only now are they facing teams that they are like. I've been saying the entire day, there is 2-star teams. That's these 2 teams, right? Like someone earlier said in the chat, it is the clash of the Malaysian Titans. And we're gonna see some bans, and a new ban actually for Orange, this time banning out of Rubik. They also banned out of Magnus, which we have seen earlier today, as well as the Nyx and a lone Druid. Therefore, Batrider getting picked up first by MUFC.
5 seconds
Interestingly enough, as Nyx Assassin is being considered a bit of a counter towards that Batrider, of course, but the Spike Carapace can walk through the flames. Okay, I kind of made the walking movement from the Nyx Assassin, but I don't think you can see that, so I will stop doing that. But he can walk through the flames, and he can of course make the Batrider get stunned. And Shadow Demon instantly also a counter towards that Batrider. Not really a counter per se, but more like if Batrider jumps himself in, grabs someone with the lasso, there's gonna be a disruption on the target, and all of a sudden the target that got lassoed is not gonna take any extra damage. Doesn't really matter what has been done to him, because he's disrupted. So already Orange countering that Batrider very securely, and MUFC now in doubt about what they are going to pick up next. Now we have got the combination Phantom Lancer Colo in the pool. We have seen that earlier today as well, actually up against Orange. Orange able to take that team down very fast. But this is MUFC we're talking about. And by the way, of course, I mean these 2 teams, well, they have a lot of overlap in the terms of with who they've played over the last couple of years. So these teams know each other through and through. They've met each other on LAN again and again and again. Different teams, perhaps. Slightly different team compositions. Same players though, mostly. So they know what they can expect. It is going to be very interesting to see how they're going to be up against each other. With the Darkseer and the Queen of Pain picked up by MUFC, I kind of like it. But we are going to have to realize that there's probably going to be a Darkseer or a Batrider in the jungle. And I'm hoping for the Batrider in the jungle, because he can then get his Blink Dagger extra fast. And the Leshrac will be picked up by Orange, kind of indicating Nyx Assassin going to be played by Mushi. And won't that be a sight for sore eyes? That's a compliment, right? I think so. Sight for sore eyes. Yes, I think so. So, because Leshrac and Shadow Demon gonna probably be played as a support here, can have a high roaming potential as well to try and go for those pickoffs, and of course trying to shut down Batrider in the jungle, of course, as well. But Queen of Pain most likely mid up against Nyx. It's not an easy lane for Nyx at all, but he can mana burn that Queen of Pain fairly easy, and he's there for levels mostly. And if he can get any last hits, it's all more than welcome. The levels is the one that he wants most. We're gonna be seeing a Juggernaut getting banned out. Mid-game carry. With Orange banning out the Bane. And what can we say from this one? Well, we know that the MUFC still needs a support. I wasn't gonna say a Bane per se, but they just don't want to have their carry being shut down. We don't know yet who it is. But a Bane is strong against almost all carries, especially of course with that Enfeeble. As we've seen earlier today, being very, very annoying. We've got the Weaver getting banned out as well as the Juggernaut, so carries are
Oranges
indeed the one that
turn to
MUFC
ban.
is going to be banning out. MUFC themselves, though, they still need a carry as well. A carry and a support. But they have the first pick, so they can choose. Is it going to be a Luna, a Gyro, Anti-Mage? Everything's still in for them to pick up. And it is supports that Orange is banning out again, with now the Sand King. And if you look at MUFC's lineup, you see that there is a slow with the Shadow Strike. There's a Vacuum, and you can chase someone down with a Surge, of course. There's a Lasso and the Flame Break to get people under control, but that's solid stuns. Apart from the ulti, with now the Keeper of Light last support getting banned out, and the Bounty Hunter, an offlaner that Orange is also still missing, getting banned out. But yeah, Disable is lacking from MUFC, so we're probably gonna see them picking up at least a carry that has a bit of Disable. Might even be a Chronosphere, as in a Faceless Void. How much Disable do you want, right? That's basically as much Disable as you're gonna get. In a carry, that is.
10 seconds remaining.
The downside is, if they pick up a Faceless Void, they kind of lock themselves down for the long haul, and they are going to be picking up their support first. It's going to be a Visage. Visage as support is considered a fairly aggressive support. Can be very aggressive early on, and it kind of makes me doubt how they're going to be running their lanes. So I don't really want to do any more statements about that, because I was expecting Darkseer offlane, Queen of Pain mid, Bad Rider jungle, but Visage, I like him as support, don't get me wrong, but I like him as support mostly if he is also just in an aggressive trial or something like that, because otherwise he's not going to have his full potential. We're going to have a Luna picked up by Orange, no real surprise, they needed a carry and they don't want MUFC to pick up their carry instead, and they are therefore going to be up against an Alchemist. And there is the Disable. It's only gonna be a charged up stun though. Although the slow from the Visage is definitely not something that you should ignore. As well as of course the Visages, the Familiars Disable, that is. The Gargoyles with their stun when they land. That's a bit difficult to target. I was talking about more like targeted stuns, like the ones of the Nyx for example.
10 seconds remaining.
Let's see what Orange is gonna pick up last. They still need an offlaner. Depending on what they want to have. If they want to have an aggressive tri-lane, it's not really Luna style, but it can be happening. They can do that. They can actually just leave their lane open and then just go for something like a Chen or an Enchantress. Or an Enigma actually, but a Chen or Enchantress to just go into the jungle and start pushing with the Luna and the Leshrac. Lunar Blessing helping out a lot there, and that's gonna be a fast push. But it really depends on how long they want to make this game. And by the way, for people wondering, of course Sharky is official member now of MUFC. But he is not with them in Kuala Lumpur for this event, so he is not making his debut right now, unfortunately for us. And we're gonna be seeing Orange thinking about their last pick. I mean, they might already know what they want to do. But they might just want to take their time. How are their opponents gonna lane? How are they gonna lane? What are they gonna do with the first 6 minutes? How are they gonna be running their aggression or not aggression? How are they gonna stop their opponents? How is there gonna be warding, etc. Just discuss all those things right now, so you don't have to later on anymore, and you can just take that time. And they pick up the axe.
Radiant team pick.
And that is gonna be, well, it's gonna be the player that plays the off lane. We might have a potential aggressive trail lane and then Axe on the solo lane, but we might also have Axe in the jungle and then just leave him over. I mean, I named 3 jungle heroes. I was not expecting an Axe, that's for sure. I said good day, sir. Yeah. Well, looking at the lineup of MUFC, there's not that many people he can say sir to. Oh well, I'm sure he'll be fine. Where is my dire thingy not working properly? Come on, dire thingy.
For battle.
Why is the sides not working? Why is the sides not working? Oh, there it is. I have to click on someone, then it works. Thank you! So, Orange! On the dire side, we'll have Ohio on the Leshrac. We'll have Net on the Shadow Demon. X is going to be playing the Nyx Assassin with KYXY on the Axe. And Mushi gonna be playing that Luna, and everybody rotating towards the bottom lane. Let's see where they are gonna be going. And that's gonna be then a Luna mid. It could be. Could be. She's not gonna have an easy time up against the Queen of Pain though, if that's indeed gonna be the mid, which it might actually not be, because on the side of MUFC we have two fucking good actually playing the Bedrider, going for a fast bottle. Mid is gonna be his lane with Hon Trash player on the Queen of Pain. Wow! What's that? I don't know this one. I guess it's the tiara that I am seeing. Like nobody is gonna find each other yet. It looks kind of awesome, to be fair. Like I saw the hair before, I didn't see the tiara thing. Kind of cool. But that's gonna be his Queen of Pain. And gonna be on the safe lane, solo, and then having an aggressive trial lane with Winter on the Alchemist. Support Alchemist, people. Support Alchemist. Ling is gonna be on the Visage, and they're gonna be supporting FZ, who is gonna be the Darkseer. Now I have seen support Alchemist before, in European teams though. In European teams, not in Asian teams. I like it though. I like it a lot. The time that we saw Alchemist as a support, it worked out brilliantly. So I'm gonna see if they can do this as well. We have an aggressive trial and also on the side of Orange. They're supporting, of course, Ohio, who is going to be the carry here, or at least the farmer, let's put it that way. With them trying to take down the Queen of Pain. Not an easy time to, not an easy hero to take down. But they're gonna try it anyway. Splitter, it's gonna be too late, and Hon Trash blinks away. So that's gonna be the first attempt. Definitely not the last one, though. It might actually be resulting in these two rotating top, realizing that the aggressive trial is a bit too much, as we have got Axe. Gonna get stunned up, there we go. Not gonna be having, they're not gonna be having a go at him, though. As we're gonna be seeing them leaving the top lane open. Like you would expect KYXY to go there, but they're leaving the top lane completely open at the moment. Which is interesting, because they're gonna give free farm to the Darkseer, who has, of course, this tower skipping potential. Another story, he's gonna stun up himself. We're taking a tower hit with that as well, but they can't go in on it. But that's already 2 stuns. Only 1 to go before his mana pool is down, even though it pops a clarity. We've got ourselves a rotation also from X and Net, to be expected, but look at these teams, they're so trying to get their advantage somewhere. They know that their opponents are going to do that too. It looks like we're going to see KYXY going down as the first one, though. It's going to be FC chasing him down with an Iron Shell. There we go. First blood goes away of the Visage, who's going to be taking some tower harassment as well. And as I said during the previous game as well, of course, I mean, I'm sitting in Europe, these servers not in Europe, so these kind of hiccups, we're going to have those, unfortunately. KYXY coming back to the top lane.
Radiant's bottom tower
and is gonna be having the threat of him again going down, because Winter's got his mana back up. Iron Shells are gonna be level 2. It's gonna be very tough for KYXY to stand up against this lane. You know, we might actually see him rotate to the jungle completely, but that is something that MUFC is prepared for, because they actually warded this, and this is not gonna be getting stacked anymore. That's what he was doing earlier. Of course, that's like your fail safe, so you can always get some form of farm. But no can do. We're gonna have Mushy, 3 stacks of sticky napalm. Too fucking good is gonna be the one responsible for that one. And Mushy is so far on 9 for 6, with Too fucking good sitting on 10 for 5. Very even still, considering it's a Luna up against a bed. Luna should be the one to be not the one to winning that lane. Looks like KYXY is gonna be taking a fall again. Gonna get slowed up by the shallow grave, and that is gonna be him getting stunned up and probably going down. No TPs there, and the nuke from the Visage and the Darkseer Iron Shell take him down for the 2nd time this game. Now the rotation comes in. Courier actually scouting them out though. A couple hits needed to take it down, but it's not gonna be fast enough. And now it is Bedrider that knows that those are there. Do they still want to go though? I don't think so. Nope, they back off, realizing being scouted out is not something that you want to be then going in with. In the meantime, we do have Ohio 17 to 15. He is having some brilliant control on this lane. Considering he's up against Queen of Pain, a hero that is considered to be the strongest solo laner. One of the strongest. She only has 4 last hits. She's afraid to come close, realizing that the supports might be close as well. In the meantime, Bedrider going for Mushy again. Mushy able to get himself away, pops a cell. And the support's not coming in. They were thinking about it, but they rotated back again, as we're gonna see them checking the rune. Top rune it is, though. It is DD rune, goes to the bottle of Too fucking good. And Queen of Pain, what's she gonna do? She looks cool, but she's not getting anything right now. Anyways,
Dire's top
I
tower
think she should
is
cut her
under
hair
attack.
though, because her hair looks a bit like plastic, but that's okay. I guess as if you're a Queen of Pain, you
Dire's
can have
top
that. Nobody
tower
dares
has
to say
fallen.
anything about your hair anyway. Mushi too fucking good, going on at it again. This time creep wave of Mushi helping out, and it's actually the bad rider that gets forced away. In the meantime, the tower goes down on the top lane. Of course, the harassment coming off from MUFC is just too much. And KYXY can't really do anything there. He can't, he is, as the chat mentioned, a sad axe because he's level 4. I guess that's not too bad. It could be a lot worse. It could be level 3 like the Queen of Pain, but it is definitely not ideal. The question is though, who is getting the better end of the two aggressive trail lanes? Because mid lane seems to be quite even. Mushi 19 for 7, Bad Rider 21 for 7. So very even indeed. We're gonna see them trying to take him down though. Ling and Winter
Radiant
coming in. They want to take down Mushi, but Mushi knows that there's people missing from the map, so he is gonna be extra careful. It is not for nothing that people call Mushi one of the best, if not the best, solo mids in the world. Supports are gonna come in from the other side of the map as well. Both Ned as well as X coming in to help out Mushi should they be going for it, but they seem to be scouting out X instead. They have of course got this word of the high ground, so they do see him.
Dire's top tower
But they
is
can't
under
get
attack.
him. They can't. He's being careful as well. Now we check out the two lanes. We have of course got the Darkseer farming 31 for, well 32 for 1. Well, we have the Leshrac farming here, and that is going to be 29 for 20. And the difference is minimal. You then have to look at like it's a Darkseer farming compared to a
Dire's top
Leshrac
tower
farming.
is under attack.
They have different qualities. Neither is a very hard carry though. Neither is a very hard carry, and that's gonna be again making it even. The gold graph in favor of MUFC, however, purely because of the kills in the tower. Nothing else, because last hit wise on both sides, fairly even. Although I think Axe is getting a bit more than Queen of Pain is. He's got actually 19 last hits, 18 actually, with the Queen of Pain sitting on 8. But I think Axe also got some jungle creep, so we can't really say anything about that. As we're gonna see the nuke, the soul assumption not really doing anything there. Disruption, gonna be starting off on the Bad Rider. Here comes an Impale as well, but it's gonna be already too late. Eclipso is gonna help out, and that's gonna be the first kill of Orange. The TP incoming from the Queen of Pain is gonna be too late. Maybe she can blink out and get Net still. Net is gonna be taking a lot of damage, does have Tango, so he's gonna try to TP himself out of safety, but hello Ling. And that's not gonna be enough soul assumption. You need to have charges to do that, but the stun up on Mushi still comes from Winter, and Mushi can try to run away from this, but it's gonna be tough. TP incoming as well to help out, and here comes Axe with an Impale, and Axe himself as well. That's gonna be confusing, but it's not gonna be something that MUFC can do anything about. They don't get any kill out of the back of that rotation, which was very massive, because everybody came there. Like, seriously, everybody of MUFC was in the middle lane. And in the meantime, Orange only had 4 there, with still Ohio still farming on his Leshrac. But nobody dying, and I just realized that Axe and Axe are gonna be, you know, it was this Axe with an Impale. He's called Extinct. I will call him Extinct. Let me do that. Let me see a lasso, or maybe not. Nova Edict. I'm not sure Bad Rat. I'm not sure if you want to take that with you. No, he doesn't. That's Gil, and it's gonna be FCFC that gets picked up as well. Well, that is not really what you want to be seeing if you're going to be using your lasso to try and get a kill upon the hardest farmer in the game right now, because his last hits are superb. He's got 45 last hits on creeps, and not to mention 2 last hits on heroes. Just got himself a double kill.
Tower is under attack.
Nice, nicely done by Orange, as they are now pulling ahead with just kills, or at least the gold difference that it was done to them by just the tower is being nullified. It's actually down to the 0 line again, making that tower that MUFC got with that early gold advantage that you then pick up no longer there. Though of course the supports still have a bit more gold, I'd say, than the supports of Orange, but the difference, as you can see, is not even that much. It's just a little bit. You see, for example, the Nyx and the Visage being even, well, otherwise that would be Nyx having a bit more due to that fight that was happening early in the mid, because he's now been involved in all 3 kills, for example, that have happened for Orange, as we have got Mushi 35 seconds until she has got her, or until he has got her his Eclipse up again, and that's gonna be warranting for another part of an aggression coming off from Orange, I would think. In the meantime, on the bottom lane, it's gonna be Hunter's player going down. That's another kill going the way of Ohio, and the tower with that as well. Okay, and thank you, Leshrac. And that's gonna be a killing spree for him. 0, 0, and then 3 kills, as in no assist. taking them all for themselves. In the meantime, Lasso is back up on the bat, but he is having a tough time. He died twice now in a span of like 2 minutes. What was it? I think so. And that is not so good because he wants to have a blink dagger. Without a blink dagger, he can't do that much. Ooh, what's that? Familiars. Ooh, 300 gold. Mushi got one of them. This one they won't be able to get. Probably. Maybe they're still gonna try. Probably gonna try. Let me see what they can do there. Yep. Another 100 gold. 200 gold going the way of Mushi. Got 1400 gold. They go in the way of him, and he has got some power treads. He is gonna just farm on the top lane because nobody is there. With the tower down, it actually helps him a bit. Because tower down means that you have like an entire top lane to farm where your opponent is actually too afraid to go. Like if they would have a bigger advantage, Orange wouldn't be able to farm there. But since it's actually Orange's game again. Oh, wait a second, they're gonna go for this. A charge up for the sun as well. MUFC knows that they're there. Here comes the last two. Picks up X. Extinct that is, and he is gonna get dropped down very fast. Sonic Wave over the top as well, as it's still gonna be FC that goes down, but it is MUFC that wipes the floor with the three of them and just giving up FC as their sacrifice, so to speak. And that is gonna be a nice fight for MUFC, a fight that they definitely needed. I mean, they have a ward up the high ground. The supports were standing there being watched. They realized that was happening, and that is gonna be MUFC making good use of that. Lasso, same story. I think it's depending on if you're living in America or if you're living in Britland, which is England, of course. We're gonna have him boots up on Winter, 500 gold. Oh, we're already happy with that. Huntress player, I mean, he had a good start. But if you look at it now, well, we can't really check the net worth because that's looking a bit sad, but that's because he's disconnected. But you see that he has boots and Ring of Basilis. I mean, I guess he didn't have that good of a start, not against Leshrek. 22 last hits are for him. There's the reconnect again, but we still see him sitting behind the axe. You can compare Huntress player to the axe, to KYXY. And KYXY pulling up ahead, even though he died 3 times, which is 2 times more than the Queen of Pain did. Mushi coming back towards the middle lane. Top lane now is going to be the domain of the Bat Rider, who's going to take down the jungle. Has a haste rune in his pocket. Gonna probably be trying to use it and save it when he's got his last two back up again, as we have got 5 heroes of Orange in the mid lane. Looking to be taking a fight. If they don't, then they're wasting a lot of time. Maybe they want to smoke. X get us a smoke in his inventory. Extinct that is. There's the smoke. Kinda, no, not really in range actually. I mean, the wards are there, but not where they actually smoke. Let's see if they can surprise MUFC coming from the back. Here we go. Mushi comes first. Already being scouted out. Wants to go for Lucent Beam. Wants to go for Eclipse. Wants to have Vision. There's a Vision. Nice 2-man impale. 1 dead, 2 dead. FCFC is going to be the next one to go down. Is gonna indeed be dropping real fast, as we also see Net in a lot of trouble, but the disruption is there to save his life, and Huntress player blinks himself away. With still Net going down, but the Bat Rider paying for that pickoff, and the only one living on the side of MUFC is gonna be Huntress player on his Queen of Pain. With the Alchemist already back up alive, of course. I mean, if you're low level, then you're gonna be up again very fast. Now the question is, what is Orange getting in return for all of these fights? Because we've had a couple of fights already, going one way or the other, but both of the times teams are not really getting anything in return. Like no Roshan, no, it's a bit too early for Roshan perhaps, but no towers either. Well, the pushing power is definitely there. So that's quite interesting to note, and I think that the first time that teams are gonna take something in return for their fights, we're gonna be seeing a big shift in the carefulness of which teams will be playing, and most importantly, the team that is gonna be on the losing side of that fight will be playing a lot more secure, a lot more careful, as we have got 2k gold now in favor of Orange. Really, the difference not that much. We're gonna see MUFC going for a tower. Might not be the bestest of ideas because here comes Orange and they're gonna go for this. And there goes the Impale up on Huntrash. Split Earth to follow up. Huntrash player already going down. Can they do more? Stun being charged up by Winter. Gets the disruption first. Edict helping out. He is still gonna be able to stun up on Ohio though, but there's gonna be a Nova, Edict, Demonic Bird, and a Split Earth to finish him off. Ohio double kill, getting closer towards his bloodstone, and that is why you don't go for a tower after a fight that you didn't win, basically. Or without taking a fight that you actually win. But again, Orange, they take a fight, they win the fight, even though they did lose their Luna on the top lane in the meantime, which was actually taken down by the Bat Rider. They don't go for anything else. And that was, by the way, Bat Rider using a lasso to get that. I think Luna was on her way to help out her team, but found out that there was actually a Bat Rider in the way. And that also is going to be warranted for the Blink dagger up on 2 fucking good. So happy times for him. As Mushi goes to continue to farm on the bottom lane, is going for a BKB. Now, of course, he's still going to be putting the lasso, whatever you want to call it. And, you know, even though that's not good, it's not too bad. If he has his BKB on, there won't be any follow-up damage. Like, first, there's gonna be disruption, so he doesn't have to worry that much about the lasso. Second, even if he is being picked up and there's no disruption and he's got his BKB on, all the magical damage, like the flames and everything, is not gonna hurt him. They only need to have it from the right clicks, and that is something that MUFC is lacking. They've got a lot of burst damage. They've got a lot of burst damage with the Sonic Wave, with the Soul Assumptions, Iron Shells, but that's not burst, but it's still continuously magic damage. I mean, fire, flames, sticky napalms, even the stun of the Alchemist does a lot of damage. But if you're BKB'd, what do you then have? You have right clicks on the Queen of Pain. Yay. That's gonna be 86 damage. Woo! 86 damage. Look at the damage that Luna deals out. That's just for comparison. Oh, I talked Dutch there. That's cool. I mean, there is no agility hero up in MUFC. And the old low strength hero, one trash player, you're gonna go down. Oh, they really wanted to take him down. Eclipse being used for that. But what I was gonna say, and finally they take a tower in return for this, by the way, having 5 heroes of Orange doing this. What I was gonna say is the only real strength hero that they have is the Alchemist, and he is a support.
Dire's top tower
like intelligence.
Radiant's
That's it.
tower is under
And a support strength. Yay. Meantime, Lasso grabs a disrupted target. Doesn't matter. It is gonna be KYXY who's gonna be okay afterwards. He's gonna actually try to chase someone down. Wanted to try to go for Ling, who's actually got 3 charges of his Soul Assumption that he lost again, and they won't be able to chase that down. In the meantime, Luna picks up the Alchemist on the bottom lane. Impale helping out, and that is gonna be the support Alchemist going down. Too fucking good, not able to help out there. He TP'd bottom to try and help, but he didn't have the lasso anymore. Couldn't really do anything with his Blink Dagger. Gets the double damage, and that will be able to help out at least. We're gonna be seeing Huntress player. I mean, this is really not a happy Queen of Pain. I mean, looking at items, I mean, it's not bad items, don't get me wrong, but we're 16 minutes in, and this is your safe laner. Your safe laner Queen of Pain. There's not something that she should be having more. And she was up against a Leshrac, who has a Bloodstone already, is only died once, is being on par with the net worth with the carry Luna. That was a solo mid up against a Bat Rider, a matchup that in theory he shouldn't win. And he is going to be getting ganked, by the way. And he has got spider senses, because he TP's out. Well, or he has a ward in the forest that's kind of scouts it out. Okay, so far the spider senses, you know, sometimes you have them, sometimes you don't need them because your team knows where to place wards. That's about it. But look at the ward coverage from Orange in general. They've got this map. They've got this side of the forest, and they also got their own forest still, because they are in favor of this game so far. They are pulling up ahead, and MUFC, they realize that, so they can't really go into their enemy jungle to try and farm there, because once scouted out, they will go down. We've got a smoke up though. The familiars will not scout it out, but these will. Hello, Impale, FCFZ gonna go down there. Lasso though, MUFC. Mushi getting grabbed, but so far not really anything happening. Whoa, Sonic Wave. It is gonna be Queen of Pain that picks up the Shadow Demon. There goes Luna, and that all of a sudden is 3 for 0 with actually FCFC able to get himself alive. It lasted a long time before all the damage was out there, but when it finally was, MUFC pulling up ahead Lasso being used. MUFC's, or sorry, wow, why am I saying MUFC all the time? Mushy. It's also because it's MU, probably. That's why my brain's working awkwardly. But Mushy didn't get the eclipse off. And that would have probably turned it around. And this is MUFC taking a fight and taking something in return. Towers are not even. Still one tower in favor of Orange, as they still have their tier 1 bottom, while the tier 1 top is still gone already for MUFC themselves. But finally taking it back. So once again, I think we're going to be starting to head towards even ground. Experience graph shows it more clear, especially since it was Mushy that got picked up as well. What's he doing there? Thank you. That was a misblink. Awkward. Looks like Roshan is gonna be the target here for Orange. But, yeah. I think they realize that. Familiar is coming in. Gonna get taken down, actually. One more hit needed, but they are not gonna be doing it. Blinking. He's gonna try it. Gonna try to grab someone. Flame break. Not knocking anybody up on the high ground, but does force Orange away from the pit. And he blinks out rather than in. As they're gonna be taking down this one familiar, unless they're gonna get resummoned. Which I would hope that there is. No, no, that's just free gold for Mushy again. Who has almost got our BKB ready. And they go back into the pit. MUFC. Knowing this is going on, they're not doing anything against it. Maybe they didn't know they went back in. Again, Familiar's coming in, everybody thinks, ooh, free gold, Mushy gets at least 100 gold. And that is gonna be a lasso with disruption helping out. It's gonna be a Calypso already being popped. Mushy taking a lot of damage though. Trying to run, goes down. As well as buybacks happening all around because Bedrider went down and bought back. Now Leshrac went down as well. We're gonna be seeing Visage running away from a Vendetta Nyx Assassin. I don't think he's gonna run far though, because there's a lot of burst damage coming in there. Oh, never mind. He missed a Vendetta hit himself. But here comes Mushy. He just bought back, wants to get revenge, gets himself revenge, gets himself the Visage that was actually responsible for Mushy's death to begin with. Roshan still standing, but the fight not over yet. Bedrider bought back as well, gets an impale to the face, vacuum. Gonna be seeing FCFZ getting chased down by KYXY, but he can't do anything against that. In the meantime, Bedrider flying from high ground to high ground, sees himself a courier, lands a hitting it, and pause! No, not pause! Wait, Ling Hang, that's not good. By the way, it was the Shadow Demon that still went down, that was Bedrider's doing. But what a awkwardly fight. People walking in and out constantly, buying back and coming back. And they're not giving up. They really want this Roshan. Now, what can Bedrider do? He has his blink. He doesn't have a lasso for 17 seconds. And we're gonna see it. Roshan is still gonna get pulled again. I'm not sure why. I don't think Orange knows that there's still a Bedrider hanging around there. He got his blink. As I said, there's gonna be a familiar going down. Another 100 gold for Mushy. Well, if nothing else, Mushy got rich, regardless. But of course, he used his gold to buy back. He almost had his BKB previously, and now is not there. It is gonna be MUFC that's not gonna be able to take this Roshan unless this guy gets some snipey movements. Let's see if he can. And that is gonna be him not being fast enough on the Shrek picking up the Aegis. And the last two, no TP out for KYXY. It doesn't have any mana either, but does get jumped back down to the lower ground, courtesy of Bedrider himself, who landed a flame break. And Bedrider flying himself out of there. In the meantime, Luna in some trouble, because here comes on-trash player, shouts, shadow strikes. Doesn't do anything more because realizing there is support incoming for Orange. Charge up from Sun or from Winter. They're going to be able to kill off the net there and vacuum in from Leshrac as well, who lands a brilliant split earth up on 2. But is it going to be enough? Nova Edict pumping through. It is so much damage being pumped out there, and that's going to be Ling going down to the Leshrac, Ohio, with the Bloodstone helping out his team with at least getting a kill there in return for the Shadow Demon. Because I have to say, I mean, Orange, they got themselves the Aegis and the Roshan. I mean, in the end they are victorious, but they lost a lot there. BKB is going to be up on Mushy though, that's going to be nice. The gold graph is going to be going the way of Orange again, but the experience graph, like, you see that the drop is not as big as you might have think, because this is kills going back and forth, and this is just the power of buybacks speaking. And I guess one of the more important reasons why it is still, I mean, it's It is, of course, in favor of orange, but it's not as much. You see, there's two very high ones on orange. Of course, there's Ohio and Mushi that are just, you know, topping that charts right now. But then you have 3 heroes of MUFC, and Axe is not really doing too well for himself. He has got himself a Hood of Defiance, and he's got himself Tranquil Boots, and he's not doing bad. But of course, he had a very tough time on the top lane. Let's see what Orange is thinking about doing here, walking into MUFC's jungle. MUFC actually the one to back off. Very action-packed all of a sudden. Well, not all of a sudden, I guess. Comes with the levels. Comes with the levels. Mechanism up on Ling. If you're going to be fighting all these time, well then a mechanism is definitely needed, as we have got Extinct having himself the blink dagger ready and using it already to try and get an impale. Gets it on FCFC, but they can't go in on it. He was too far away. They do have the BKB up on Mushi, so they are right here. They don't have a mechanism though. Like I said, that's something if you want to be fighting for very long periods of time, well, mechanism is going to be a very important item. And that's something that MUFC has, while Orange doesn't, and that might cost them. FCFC going for a tanky build. Has got himself the Vanguards building towards a pipe for a zone. Would have Defiance first, of course. We've got the Force Staff being built up by the bat. Orange still hanging around, laying down some harassment on the tower. There's no fortification, so the Edict, that is actually level 4, will definitely help out. But here comes the Familiars with their full stacks, and Blinking last two. They want Mushi, they get Mushi, but hello Spike Carapace, that's the counter to that. BKB, Eclipse, Sonic Wave does some damage. That's when you need the pipe or the mech. Not gonna be there, so that's at least the Aegis being popped, but at the same time Huntress player goes down as well. Nice impale. It's gonna be Mushi that might still go down. You're gonna get slowed down, gonna be trying to run, won't be able to though. Winter not gonna be able to run either, but that's gonna be a team wipe regardless of Mushi dying or not. Shrek, Ohio, walking through there. I mean, he's got a very high mana pool. He just has to stand there with his Edict and his Nova, and everything dies around him. Of course, he's being helped by teammates. Doesn't matter. It is gonna be Orange that pulls up ahead of this fight, and they are gonna be taking a tier 2 result for that one. Losing Mushi, not good. But he died at the end of the fight, so he also, I mean, the experience that he gave away by dying wasn't that much towards the more important heroes of MUFC, because they already died. I mean, the Bat Rider had already died, Huntress player had already died, and you basically had only the 2 support players left, which was of course the Visage and Winter on his Alchemist. And even though it's nice to give that away to supports, as in supports could definitely use those levels, it is not as bad as dying next to Huntress player, for example, who could definitely use those levels, as well as Bat Rider, as well as the Gold, of course. They could definitely use that one either as well. We're gonna have the pipe up on Axe. I kind of think like without a mechanism they might not want to fight, but it worked out okay in the end. They take the tower. We're gonna have ourselves Ohio picking up the Min through hammer, so that's gonna be him building his BKB, almost having it complete. Also, just needs the recipe, which is about 340 gold away from him. Mushi gonna be building up for a Manta Style by the looks of it, as we're seeing MUFC actually hanging around there with all of them, with only FCFC realizing that someone has been in their jungle, and this is dangerous. There is a smoke up on 2 supports, Extinct and Net, looking for the target, and they're gonna be able to find FCFC blinking. There's a Spike Carapace, there's the Impale as well as the Soul Catcher. What can he do though? Mushi coming in, gets vacuumed, and here is the rest. MUFC looking to take this. Mushi getting bursted down by those birds. Familiars doing so much damage if they have all the stacks. Last 2 at the back, and where did he pick him? It is gonna be the Axe that they picked up. KYXY is gonna be dropping here, trying to do what he can, but down he goes. 2 heroes picked up by Orange, as Minter still stuns himself. The rest of the supports got themselves out, but they ended up getting Mushi killed in a way. I mean, they don't have the vision there. They didn't realize where everybody of MUFC was, and everybody was missing from the map apart from the Bat. The Bat was actually trying to get a bit of farm on top, so he was there later, but he still was there in the end. And that is gonna be Orange a bit too aggressive, wouldn't you say? Gold graph still in favor, but experience graph is gonna be different. We're gonna see jump back towards the 3k for now. Probably a bit more after Mushi comes back up alive. I mean, he's missing all this time for experience and farm, so therefore Orange will still be a bit more behind than they are right now, as we have got well, a bit of a stalemate, I guess, for item-wise on Luna, because she has died now 5 times in total, which is quite a lot. With Shrek having his BKB complete, so Ohio having that one ready. And it is gonna be KYX by after his pipe. Nothing. Nothing at all. Mushi though, gonna go back to farming. Need that Manta style. And you just saw him with his BKB on. He still took so much damage. But where did I just see a ring of? Oh, there. Not a ring. I mean, gem of true sight. Map control. MUFC knows that's important. They need to have it. Otherwise, those kind of pickups that Orange just tried to do, those are gonna be successful. And that's not something that you can really afford. So that's why Ling just complete control. That's what he wants to have. I think he's gonna be going back towards the top lane soon though, because Orange gathering for a fight last time, they won this, but they can't afford to lose Mushi that often. Edict helping out. There is the fortification up. Pipe goes up actually. The TPs are gonna come into the tier 2 middle with Extinct actually in some trouble. Pops a Spike Carapace, stuns up Huntress player. Link in, last two. No more Spike Carapace. Disruption is gonna be too late. And that is gonna be him being picked up. Eclipse still comes out. Nice Dark Seer Ball though. Brilliant from FCFZ. He's gonna be getting stunned by the Splitter Earth. Nova Edict going through. He's gonna be paying for it, but a brilliant Dark Seer Ball regardless. It's a double kill for Huntress player as Luna dies as well. The back end of things around there, and the Dark Seer only giving his life for that. That's worth it, and they still lose a tower. Okay, but that Dark Seer Wall was just brilliantly placed, and that's gonna be winning the fight for MUFC, even though they lose that tower. This should put Orange in a position that they can't really go in and like charge in like that. They've tried it now, I think 3 times in a row or something, where Mushi actually died. And well, they don't want to do that again, because they can't lose. Mushi is their carry. They can't lose Mushi more often, otherwise it will be MUFC pulling up ahead. In the meantime, gold graph sticking around the same level. Experience graph though, that shows it more clearly. 1k in favor of MUFC, and now 1k is not that much, but you see the drop down. It's gonna be 5k going the way of MUFC, and it translates into levels like this. I mean, Orange has got 2 supports at level 11, while the supports of MUFC are all higher. And actually that's level 13 and level 14, because Darkseer is not a support in this game. Darkseer is more considered to be a an offlaner. Well, he was on the aggressive trial, I guess, with the supports, but he was the farmer there, FCFC. In the meantime, Orange gonna be continuing to farm. They need to farm also. Can't really afford not to. They need to get Mushi that buyback gold, because at some point MUFC is gonna take the fight towards Orange. And if that happens, and if then they lose Mushi, well then they can't really fight back. They need to have Mushi buyback and the Manta style. As we have a smoke up for MUFC, looking for a fight. Maybe picking up a tier 2 tower as a result of that. As a tier 1 tower, tier 1 rather. Tier 1 is still standing, but it's still very, very low. A TP out actually from the Shadow Demon, so he won't be able to be here. This will be too late if he's gonna walk. More TPs out as well. Everybody TPs out, but it's not gonna be in time for Ohio, and he's gonna get bursted down. X gonna land a good impale. Vacuum in there with the other X. It is gonna be Sonic Wave that clears one out. TP out from the KYX, but it doesn't matter. He gets picked up. 3 heroes going down. And that is gonna be some TPs that didn't go off in time. And a nice fight going the way of MUFC. On the bright side, it is alive, and he's got himself a Yasha and 1600 gold. Building towards his Mad Style, but he has to give up his Roshan. Has to give up his Roshan indeed. So brilliant fight from MUFC. They need to keep the control on though. Like if I'm talking about Mushi, that's a carry, blah blah blah. But I mean, the only actually carry hero. Wait a second, let's see what they're gonna be doing with this. There is a lasso in 18 seconds. Split Earth is gonna be hitting on FZ. Nova Edict BKB from the Shrek, pumping out a lot of damage. It's gonna be already almost a death of FCFZ. Can't really get any close. Huntress player is gonna be the first one to feel the pain of that. One more hit away from dying is gonna be FCFZ going down as well, as he's trying to surge himself away. Not able to do so, gets picked off. And we're gonna see the rest of MUFC backing off, because that's 3 heroes going down on their side, and this is going to be Roshan for Orange instead. Well, that went fine for Orange this time. You see, it's going back and forth. It really depends on who initiates by the looks of it, as this was just Ohio, just, you know, turning on his abilities and just running straight in.
Roshan has fallen
Caring
into
about
the
nothing and nobody, and that's gonna be MUFC wondering why don't we have any BKBs yet, because, well, Queen of Pain has one. Didn't use it though. That's gonna be a bit painful for him, but or at least I think it might have been still been on cooldown from the previous fight, the fight before that. But that is gonna be something that's the only thing that you can do against Ohio. And then still, of course, the edict that goes through BKB. It's partly magical and partly physical as Winter gets in himself an tail. Gonna be able to turn on this chemical rage, able to stay alive. Tier 1 tower though, tier 2 going down. Winter still able to stun up on Ohio, but nobody able to follow up on fortification goes off. They really want to go in, perhaps. Here comes FC, blinking lasso, want to go for Ohio, has got his BKB, but there's no disruption. There goes his BKB, but he doesn't have the HP to stay alive. And he goes down. The rest of Orange running themselves away as the disruption is still going to try to hold Net in place by himself, or saving him his own life. Can't do it though. Double kill for Winter as we have Mushi running for his life, as well as KYXY. And that is going to be a fight for MUFC. Tower not dying, not quite anyway, it's still very low. But again, this time MUFC engaged and they won the fight. I see a pattern. MUFC sees it too, so they are going to engage more. They have got no lasso though, but it's just such a very short cooldown, so they might as well. And they might as well, of course, try to take down a tier 2 tower. I mean, there's really nothing that can stop them right now, not with the Nyx and the Shadow Demon dead. And they take the tower and they back off. Not really wanting to force the issue again. Not when their mana pools are not as high as they should be. No Sonic Wave from the Queen of Pain either. And no BKB either. I mean, you really want to have that when you're up against Ohio in this case. So Sheepstick is going to probably be built up by a Huntrash player. I'm going to need a bit extra gold, but he'll get there eventually. 34 minutes into the game. Very even. It is, like, you see the net worth? That's exactly the set of the game. Like, it's got two main heroes of Orange. Mushi and Ohio, they are a force to reckon with. Very annoying for MUFC. But if you pick up them, you win the fight. Awkward sound. However, on the side of MUFC, the farm is way more evenly spread. And you actually have to just make sure you live through what MUFC has to offer. Like, if you live through the lasso and the stun and the Sonic Wave, then you can take the fight, and that's something that Orange of course has been doing. They can continue doing so if they get the mechanism up, which is something that they don't have. They're gonna go in anyway with the pipe on though. They're gonna be finding Winter again. Split Earth misses, actually lasso hits upon Mushi. BKB, Nova Edict, Lightning going through, Darkseer Wall as well though. It is Jakiro that goes down first. He buys back though. Batrider buys back instead. Disruption trying to help out his teammate as we see Ohio actually in a lot of trouble and will be not going down. He's on 25 HP. There we go. Hello, Huntrash player coming in with the kill. Forced down up to the high ground from the Batrider as we have everybody buying back. Huntrash player, he is going down as he gets a triple kill, or gives a triple kill to the Shadow Demon, Net, who is going to be almost having a 4-staff. And that is going to be Orange living through what MUFC had to offer, living through the Darkseer Wall, and a messy fight that was. Everything being thrown into everything, and you saw Ohio standing there. He was so ready to buy back. He knew he was gonna die. He did as much as he could before he died. Bought back, came back on full HP and mana, and it's gonna be a tier 3. And this could actually be a GG. We have a buyback from Huntrash player though. He will be here in any second. There is also a lasso back again on the Batrider, stun in from the side. But also Winter getting stunned in return, gonna get a Split Earth in the face as well, but he is so tanky, they can't go on him. They put on the pipe, look at the bouncing blades, Mushi doing the works with the man still helping out, and that's gonna be Melee Rex going down. And Orange running for their life, vacuum back in though, Demonic Purge upon the Darkseer, gets a Split Earth as well, but Linky and Lasso, it catches on Ohio, but he has his BKB turned on. Sonic Wave from Huntrash from the side, picks up Mushi, no, Net with the disruption just in time. And Mushi able to run away, Flame Break not reaching him anymore as Ling stuck in a stun. Let's see if Batrider can still do something. Sticky napalms on the Nyx. They might be able to catch him out, but it looks like Orange is gonna be able to run away, and Mushi's still alive. I'm gonna say Net MVP actually, with the M from Maria. MVP in that fight, especially at the end. Mushi staying alive there is probably the biggest thing that Orange could have hoped for, and it looked like they were ready to give their lives for those wrecks. And I mean, they did and bought back, you know. Mushi, are you sure?
Another phase begins.
Well, I guess that's why he was ready to give his life. No, but I mean, that was an amazing fight for Orange. And if Mushi would have died there, the time that it takes to respawn... Come on, server, help me out here a bit, will ya? Thank you. The time that it takes for him to respawn, it would have given MUFC a chance to actually set up for another kill of actually killing off Mushi himself afterwards. So it's a really good save for him. And that is gonna be MUFC having one lane of racks down. Well, only the melee racks, but that's the most important one anyway. 31 to 28 on the kill score, not that much difference, but look at that gold graph, and I think we're going to be seeing it a bit more clearer in the experience graph. It was 4k in favor, actually not that clear, it's only 1k in their favor. But of course, I mean, there has been buybacks as well, and I guess kills happening on both sides. With, ooh, Alchemist, Winter, what kind of support art thou? Picking up a Maelstrom after having his Vanguard, going for an Assault Cuirass apparently as well. They realized, like, okay, you know what, this game is lasting a bit longer than expected. Let's get ourselves a bit of a carry. So Winter is going to be taking on that role. I mean, they've got semi-carries in the Queen of Pain, who almost has got her Sheepstick now. Really, really needed as well to shut down Mushi a bit more, perhaps. And not even Mushi, but Ohio has been quite the annoying hero as well, as he actually picked up himself a plate mill as well. And trying to continue his farm together with the rest of his team. We've got a Gem of Truth set up on net. I believe that was picked up from MUFC themselves, actually. Let's take a look at the item slots. Actually, no, Visage still has his Gem of Truth set, so a gem on either side. This is his own. Well, how noble of you. 4 staff being built up by Extinct, so that's going to be his item next, and he's pretty close with it. Just needs about 600 gold, and then he has it. As we have got the pipe indeed completed up on the Darkseer. After that, though, he didn't really pick up anything anymore. He's died 9 times in total. Quite a lot. And that is actually really a lot. Let's take a look at this, actually. Well, he died most of everybody. FCFZ. The target of choice for Orange, apparently. Because 6 of 5 deaths is the average for everybody. There's nobody that stands out saying, oh my god, I haven't died yet and I'm gonna be the carry of most of all carries. But no, that's not the case. Everybody has a risk of going down here. Everybody has gone down here. It is just a Darkseer that has gone down more than anybody else. But to be fair, I seem to recall that his deaths have normally been for trades and have actually gotten his team more than was lost. And of course also, I mean, he is the tank of the team, so he's supposed to be taking the massive amount of damage. That's why he's got a Vanguard and a pipe. But yeah, sometimes it doesn't really work out. If you lose a fight, you can't back out anymore as a Darkseer, while your team can back out. So it's not really that that surprising. We have a Satanic up on Mushi, and no buyback. But we'll see some illusions. Matastyle as well. 4 Mushis are running forward. You're gonna be taking down the tower, or at least trying to. Look at that! Now would you look at that? That's just illusions doing the works. Slowly but steadily, they can, with that, just pick up the tower. I mean, it's not really ideal because the Mata-style illusions do the most. They stick around the most, or the most tanky. And that's gonna be, you know, cooldown every time. But they will continue doing this. Slow siege is where it's at. It's not the most exciting thing to watch, I realize. Let's see if they're gonna do it constantly again. That would be very annoying. But I don't think they are. Well, maybe they are actually. It's the most safe route, you know? That's the issue. And the bouncing blades actually helping out a lot. Oh! I like the familiar stun though. I like that's one part of illusions already going down. Yay. Aren't you excited? Big ass siege going on here. I think Orange might have had enough. No? No. And there's not much choice for MUFC but to stick around, because the moment they move, it will be Orange that will actually go in themselves. Look at, like, the familiars are gonna be the target this time. Can't get any towers done, and now Orange will leave. Okay. The message is clear. Orange has had enough of the siege, and there's gonna be a disruption. Still make some more illusions, because he can. With man-style illusions also. Just pushing the lane back out, just because they can. How annoying can you be? Well, that's a good thing, by the way. Being annoying in Dota is probably one of the most important things. As we have got Leshrac picking up a 30,400 gold. As we're gonna see finally Queen of Pain finishing up beside the Vice. Gonna be able to pick up the Haste Rune as well as, no. Too fucking good wants to have that one as he is building towards the BKB himself. Gonna at least be able to survive the eclipse that goes through. Roshan is gonna be up again, and Orange will be taking that one. I don't think that MUFC is gonna be trying to challenge this. I don't think they can, to be fair. I mean, if they lose a fight at a Roche pit right now, they will lose a lot more than just a Roche. And they know that. The question is, are they willing to risk that? Agonyms for the Visage. More Visages. Even though he only has one at the moment. He's going to be scouting out the Roshan attempt, but they can't do anything against it. The Bed Rider won't be in time to try and steal the Aegis, and it will be Luna picking it up. And the rest of MUFC backing off after they realize that the smoke was on there. There they are. Look at familiars. There's 3 of them. But, hey, look at that. Orange gonna continue their siege. The question is, will MUFC do the same thing and reply by standing in their base? Or will they actually try to go for a wraparound gank on Orange instead? I think that Net's spider senses are kind of tingling, so he's realizing that someone might be there. The pings go off. I think they realized it. They have to keep an eye on that. And yeah, look at the drawing. Amazingly done. Ohio, exactly drawing where they are. I guess amazingly done. It's kind of obvious maybe to professional players. But Mushi therefore able to stand up on the high ground, bashing on the tower a bit. Now down to half HP. More illusions coming through. More familiars as well with that. That's going to be more gold for Mushi's bouncing blades to pick up, by the way. Let's see. Disruption. Illusions. Do that thing. Pipe goes up as well for Illusion. Actually, Mushi himself coming up as well. This is gonna be a fight. They have got the Aegis. And Mushi is willing to sacrifice it for the tower. Fortification at least goes off, so Mushi backs out. Familiars. Walking through, flying through. Gonna be coming here from the back next time. But with the Aegis, Mushi himself can be a bit more ballsy as well. And should he die, that means that a lot would be used to take him down. And it means that the rest of Orange can come in without fear, for example, for either a Sonic Wave or at least for a lasso, because it would have already been used. But the tower going down slowly but steadily. More steadily than slowly by the looks of it. Let's see if they're gonna go again though is the question. Gonna be depending on Net if he's going for a disruption. He's looking for targets everywhere, seeing if they're not gonna be ganked up from behind. BKB done now on the Bed Rider, so he'll have that for the next fight. No buybacks, so buybacks are gonna be important also. And Bed Rider is one of those heroes that jumps himself in, risks his own life. And there they go again. Pipe goes up again, and Mushi himself goes in. The heroes of Orange, the rest of them not so much though. It's gonna be Winter that they want. Lucent Beam still hitting. Lasso hits upon Ohio, but not that much damage to follow up. Sonic Wave still splashes, and that is gonna be Ohio disrupted to save his own life. Not gonna be, oh actually he had cheese, never mind that. It's gonna be Ling that dies first, and it's MUFC that backs off. Tier 3 tower going down, the rest of Orange just bashing on those barracks. The only one that they lost was almost Net, but 40 HP was enough for him to keep him alive. And that's the second lane of melee Rex going down. In the meantime, the range creeps and the creeps in general and the mid lane are taking down the ranged Rex. And that is gonna be Orange probably taking this game by the looks of it, looking convincingly strong. And it's gonna be able to pick up Winter as well. Vacuum still there, but no follow-up again. Huntress player getting stunned up by the Spike Carapace, getting disrupted. No splitters though. Is gonna be able to blink himself into safety, but when your team is gonna be forced to your own fountain, and there is nobody of your opponent team dead actually, that's gonna be causing trouble, and they're just gonna rotate. They're not gonna be doing anything half-assed. They're just gonna go for the tier 3s, regardless of tier 4s being open for destruction. Doesn't matter. Tier 3s and Mega Creeps is where it's at. Mushi's Bouncing Blaze doing the works. Loving the look of that one, and that is gonna be Mega Creeps, and with that, the GG. There we go. And that means that this Winners Bracket Finals is being taken by Orange. It will mean that we are going to be seeing MUFC in the Losers Bracket Finals. We don't know up against who just yet, but we will see that one next. By the way, for the Winners Bracket, there is not going to be a Winners Bracket advantage. So Orange, all they get is less games played, which is a pretty big thing since they have been playing for 7 hours right now, 7 hours straight almost. So that is going to be a big thing to have, to make sure that they can The illusions of the Luna make so much damage. It's insane. But yeah, we know that who won. It is gonna be Darkseid that still picks up Ohio, but the teams are just playing a bit. Orange not going for the tier 4s just yet. We'll be doing it shortly though, I hope. Triple kill actually for Mushik as he can. He did die, but he has an Aegis, so he's fine. But yeah, no winners bracket advantage for the grand finals for this. But we are first gonna have the losers bracket finals. MUFC taking on whoever is in there because we don't know that yet. We'll find out soon. So we might have ourselves another best out of 3. Well, this wasn't a best out of 3, but we might have ourselves another matchup between MUFC and Orange in the grand finals. But we will find out soon. The rest of the games is all best out of 1. Anyways, let's jump ourselves out of this game. Before I go, actually, this is of course the Asian Gaming League. If you want to find out more about that, you can go to facebook.com/AsiaGL. They don't only do these kind of things, which is a LAN event in Kuala Lumpur, but they also house in-houses and leagues and everything for the Asian gaming scene. So check them out, like them on Facebook. And if you want to support me, check out SheeverGaming.com, where you can find out all the games of today and tomorrow, as well as all the VODs of all the games that have happened in the past in the archive. So make sure you check that out, not only for my VODs, but also for everything else, as you can just check them out all on my website. Anyway, stick around. We're gonna have the loser bracket finals coming up next. Don't go anywhere.